This week we've been talking about Speak Your Truth, and today I want to finally get to the topic of failure. We've been skirting around it all week. We had a little conversation about it in the comments a day or two ago, and Amy, who is here, good, that's good, I'm glad. Amy asked the question 2 days ago, is failure the change that we need to make? And that was a very interesting question. It kind of struck me, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do a Daily Fuel on that. So, Amy, here is that Daily Fuel, and I thank you for the suggestion. So yesterday I was talking about how I try to figure out how to turn my art into a business, and how, you know, it's like if I have this idea for what I want to do, I immediately have to figure out how is this going to make money, and that was the topic of yesterday's thing. And today I kind of want to extend that because I learned a little bit more about what I do, and that is the psychology that I have around failure. And so, taking what I learned about myself and combining it with Amy's question, I came up with this little bit of a theory. So let's just take the notion that I have an idea, I have a vision, and I'm trying to now figure out how do I turn that vision into a business. Now what I do is I start reverse engineering a business plan. I'll think like, oh, it could make money this way. Well, what would I have to make to do that? And then before you know it, instead of this, there's my dog. Instead of this vision, I want to get a graphic of my dog so that every time she makes noise up there, I just turn on the graphic and that we know that that's my dog. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just thought of that. Anyway, so I feel like I need to reverse engineer how I'm going to turn this idea, this grand vision that I have, into a business. And then what happens is, I said yesterday, I whittle it all down until finally I'm just left with a little nub of my vision, and it's not anything that I want to make. Well, here's what happens. I try to reverse engineer an outcome, and that fails. So now I realize that by having this failure, that I start working under the false premise that I have now failed at my vision, right? I failed at this. I had this grand idea, and I tried turning it into a business, and it failed. So therefore, I now am working under the delusion that I can't work. My life can't be about this grand vision anymore because I failed, right? And therefore, because I can't do my thing and I can't turn it into a business, that means I have to go and trudge and do drudgery work and all this crap that I don't want to do. And this becomes one false premise stacked on top of another. And then so I applied that to Amy's question, is failure the change we need to make? So if I just told you that story, right? I had a vision, I tried to reverse engineer it into a business, that failed. Therefore, I failed at my passion, therefore I can't do my passion for a living, therefore I have to go do some other crap that I don't want to do anymore, therefore life sucks. Well, that doesn't make any sense when you say it that way, because what did I fail at? Did I fail at the vision? No, the vision is still the vision. I failed at reverse engineering it into a business. So is failure the change we need to make? Yeah. What do I need to change? Stop doing that. Stop trying to reverse engineer my life. Stop trying to figure out the how. Stop trying to figure out how to turn this into a business. I'm not good at that. Okay, that's not my job. My job is to see the vision and start moving toward the vision. Whew. What a relief. I'm good at that. You know, I'm really good at that. So yes, I failed at reverse engineering this vision into a business, but that doesn't mean that I'm a failure. That just means that's not my job. So here is the question that I wanted to end my spiel on, and we can talk about this in the comments in a moment. Is failure the change we need to make? Yes. And to advance that question a little bit, does failure mean that the thing you failed at just isn't your job? Of course you failed at it. That's not what you came here to do. You can't fail at the thing you came here to do. But you can fail at a part of it that you decided you needed to add on there, and your soul's going, oh, okay, fine, you can try it, but that's my job, you know, and it's not going to work. And, you know, well, good try there, Bobby. You tried it again. It doesn't work. So Maybe failure just means that you're failing at the part that's not your job. So when you fail at something, just try to objectively, I know this is hard. It's taking me a long time to get to this part where I can objectively look at my failures and be like, oh, you're not a loser. You just are trying to do something that you're not adept at. Okay. What am I adept at? This and this and this and this, and creating this vision into a thing. Well, then go do that. Well, then whose job is it to make it into a business? Well, that's what your guidance system is for. That's what your soul is for. That's what your spirit is for. That's what your higher self is for. That's what the quantum energy is for. So I'm talking to Landon today. Landon Porter, he's a very good friend of mine. He and I do a mastermind every Friday, and I was catching him up to speed on what I was doing in the Daily Fuel this week. And what did he say? It just went right out of my head. So I was, oh, for crying out loud, I hate when this happens. I just literally just about to tell you something, and it just flew right out of my head what he said. So he said when I meditate in the morning, right? I do a morning routine where I try to get into my quantum field and visualize my life the way that I want it to be. I'm not doing any action in that part. I am visualizing it, and I'm trusting that the pieces are coming together, right? Abraham calls it the vortex. Joe Dispenza calls it the quantum field. Whatever you like to call it that, right? It's just this idea that we're creating energy from energy and meditating or doing some kind of thing, getting into the flow state, he called it. I call it getting into the zone, right? And the other day, yesterday, we said that maybe I should focus, maybe I should look at my business the way that I look at my art. Well, I say when I'm doing my art and I really get into it, I'm in the zone, you know? But when I do my meditation and I'm getting into the quantum field there, I'm getting into that flow state. Well, that's the same thing. So what Landon said this morning, well, this afternoon, was do your work in the morning to get into the flow state, and then carry that through your day to do your artwork. Just start making the show that you want to make. Make the music that you want to make. Make the thing that you want to make. Make it. Make the vision, but make the vision. Don't whittle away at the vision to make it fit some business plan that you think, oh, I think I can make this make money. Because that's not my job, and I keep failing at that part. Okay. I think I got that out. Let's go to the comments. Hi, how you doing today? Oh, I see a lot of essays again today. Good. I gotta say, I'm really, really loving this. Okay, so Hector, Ray, Robin, Dimlo, Amy, I said hi to you guys. Hector says, a failure sometimes helps me realize how to do things better and easier. Failure sometimes helps me realize how to do things better and easier. That's great. If you can learn that lesson, right? I wasn't. You know what it is? I think that for me, I can fail at a thing that I don't care about. Like when it comes to my business, it feels like life or death. You know, it feels like, oh my God, I got to make this work. You know, and if it doesn't work, then I'm so involved in it. I'm so deep in it that that it doesn't help me see how to do it better. But if I'm trying to do something in my art, say like video editing, for example, right? If I'm trying to do something in there and it doesn't come out the way that I want, I don't take that failure in this project and apply it to my entire life. Like, oh my God, I'm so horrible because I don't know how to do this kind of a video edit, right? I don't do that. I just say, oh, I probably need more practice, or let me go watch a YouTube video about the real way to do it because clearly this isn't working, you know? But when it comes to this, I feel like what I'm saying here is that I'm feeling a failure in this thing that I have applied to the meaning of my entire life. So my end question for the day is, does failure just mean that that's not your job? Because if that's the case, then I can just take that failure sticker right off that kick me sign right off my back and be like, it's not me. I'm just trying to do someone else's job. Don't do that. All right. Amy says, your path to your vision needs to change. Oh, that's a good question. Your path to your vision needs to change. Well, all right. Maybe my perspective of my vision. Wow, that's a good question. I'm not sure that it's a path, the way that I'm thinking of it. The way that I'm thinking of it is I have this vision. It's this all-encompassing thing. And I have applied it to business because I've been an entrepreneur for 20-something years now. And I am in the habit of waking up in the morning and being like, who owes me money? What am I doing for money? Right? Like, it's just, I'm a business person, and it's just become so ingrained. And I have been working toward, oh, you know what? This is such a good question, because my business was, I'm a web designer now, because I wanted to be an artist. I have this grand design of being an artist and making something cool. My vision used to be just, I want to do something amazing. And then next thing you know, I'm a web designer. And I'm like, this isn't amazing. I'm an artist, yeah, but it's not what I want to do. Now, there's nothing wrong with web design. If you're a web designer and you love it, then that's amazing. I don't love it. I ended up somewhere that I don't love, but I ended up there because I figured out how to make money doing it. And now I'm just like, I feel stuck, So I have been trying to fix it from there. This is a great question. Does your path to your vision need to change? Yeah, because I was there and I was trying to get to this vision. And the way that I was doing it was, well, maybe it's not web design. Maybe it's video editing. Or it's not that either. Or maybe it's this thing. Or maybe I can be a coach. Or maybe I can teach people how to do video. Or maybe I can do this. Or maybe I can do that. And I just kept swapping out one thing that I do for money for another because they're all in the art field. I'm still an artist, And then I'd look at something like making my music or making this TV show that I'm really into, and I'd be like, I can't figure out how to fit this in this model that I have because my model is selling things to companies. Until I came up with the idea of, we'll make it an educational TV show and get companies to sponsor it because companies care about education. And man, when I started talking to people about that, they were into it. So now I was on the path, and I felt like, oh, finally I figured out how to do my vision. Except then I was just on the phone all day talking to people to sponsor the TV show. And guess what? 2 years went by and I never made the damn show. All I want to do is make the show. That's a great question. Once again, Amy, you have made me think. Thank you. Robin is here. Did I say hello to you? Hello. My problem with the grand vision is if I go to town and make a bunch of large canvases and nobody comes, so to speak, what will I do with a house full of paintings when I don't have room to keep them all? So, yeah. Okay. So for you, literally, you're talking about making paintings and I guess to sell them? Because I ended up with a house full of canvases too, metaphorically speaking. I ended up with a TV show for kids that, yeah, technically I could say it's still used in schools throughout the United States and Canada, and that's fantastic, And if that were my true vision, if my vision was I really just want to teach kids about the environment, like if I could do that, and if I could just reach out and teach one kid to change the world, that would be it for me, Then guess what? I did it, but guess what? That ain't it. That's just not it. I'm sorry to say it. It's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, but it's not it. And then if it was, well, I want to make this show and I want it to be used in schools everywhere and I want to make $1 million from it. Well, that ain't it either because it didn't make that much money. It makes a little bit of money, but I can't live on it. I still have to work, When the check comes, it's like, oh, nice. But it doesn't even pay the rent that month. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's okay. But, and I'm not getting rid of it, but it's not anything to write home about either. So now I'm left with this thing. And I think, what you're saying, Robin, is the same thing that I'm saying, is that I'm left with a business where I just got 3 new clients to make their websites. And now I got to go make their websites. I don't want to do that. That takes forever. I don't want to do any of this crap. I was very happy to take their check, but I don't want to do this work. My problem with the Grand Vision, if I go to town and I make a bunch of... So what I'm hearing from you is that you're doing what I do in a way. I go to town on the Grand Vision, but as I'm doing it, I whittle it down and I start worrying about, what if I end up with all these canvases? Well, what would I do with it? And then I'm trying to figure out how to fix that problem before that problem even exists. And I end up creating the problem. So my suggestion, Robin, is that by asking that question, it sounds to me that that's something that you're worried about, and it's a self-perpetuating problem. Other people can have the Grand Vision and not have that question in their head at all and make paintings and sell them and get rid of them and not have a house full of canvases that they don't know what to do with, because it was just never even a thought in their mind that that would have happened. That answer really sucks, but it's the answer. Sorry. Hector says, isn't failure when you totally quit on the idea one throws away in the trash? Isn't failure when you totally quit on the idea one throws away in the trash? Meaning you throw it away yourself? Yes. I think the only way that I could be a failure is if I just gave up on the dream. If I just said, it's impossible, I can never do it. And I think the only thing that really keeps me going all the time is that I never give up on the dream. I realize that, what did I say? I said I have the dream, I try to reverse engineer it, and it doesn't work, so I feel like a failure, and then now I can't do what I love, I have to do what I hate. But guess what the next part of that is? Eventually I go, screw that. I can do what I love. Let me figure it out again. I just keep making the same mistake of trying to reverse engineer it. So I guess what I'm trying to do this time is, let's not worry about the business. And that's really scary for me. That is because I have such a habit of doing that I know how to do that all day long, except it doesn't work. But I know how to do the doing of that. What I don't know how to do is just get to work on making the thing and trust, Robin, trust that this is going to pan out some way, even if it's not the way that I'm planning on. I'm going to make all these paintings and sell them, but maybe that doesn't happen. But maybe somebody sees them and they get put in a gallery somewhere, and now you're rich and famous from that, or whatever your desired outcome is. I don't know, and I'm not trying to impose mine on you. But so yeah, Hector, I think that if we just threw the dream away, threw the vision away, if I just went and got a job and closed shop and was bye, right? That would be a total failure, but that's not in me. I could never do that. I'd be back. I would. I know it. If I'm breathing, I'm working towards this thing. For me, it's more of my tactics aren't working, and I need to change tactics. My strategy is correct. No, my vision is correct. My strategy is off. My tactics are just completely wrong because the strategy is off. I shouldn't be trying to build the business. I should be building the vision and let the business come to me. Blake is here. Hi, Blake. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Finally seeing live. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. Always happy to see you. Kirsten is here. Hello, Kirsten. Nice to see you. Also, abundant mindset. Change your vibration by creating art, and the rest will follow. Just keep your vision in view. That's it. That's it. Thank you. That is the wrap up of today's live. That's it. I'm copying that, and we're done. That's really it. Yep. Change your vibration by creating art, and the rest will follow. That's difficult for me. I'm not in the habit of it, and I but now, okay, so here's the next part of this, right? I would figure this out, kind of, and then I would go and I'd try to work toward the vision again. But without the self-awareness that trying to reverse engineer my business was hindering me and self-sabotaging myself, I said self twice, without having that awareness, I would just gravitate back to that because I have the grooves in the brain to go do that. I have the programming all set to go do that. I am a mastermind at how to create business plans and all this stuff. Like, I can do that all day long. Well, good luck with that, right? But now I have the awareness that, oh, that's a thing that I do. So I'm not going to do it. And when I find myself going towards that, I'm going to have to create a new habit to not do it. So the answer that you said there is correct, but the issue with it is that it's hard to do when your programming is the opposite of that. So self-awareness is extremely important. Figure out what is it that I do all the time that causes me to fail, and then practice not doing that. It's a lot easier said than done. But yeah, that is the answer. Hector says, I call it the mental portal, LOL. You call what the mental portal? Ah, darn it. Isn't failure when you totally quit on the idea one throws away in the trash. I call it the mental portal. I'm sorry, Hector. I don't remember what I said or you said. What is the mental portal? I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what it applies to. I'm sorry. Blake says, the money thing always can trip us up. Just do it. It can trip us up, you know. Failure lets us grow, Blake says. We are forced to look at other ways, means, opportunities, etc. They may be better. They give different perspectives. Landon asked me a question today, and he said, if I do my thing for the next 20 years and I never make $1 with it, will I still be happy that I did it? Right? And asking the question that way, because I've been trying to figure out, like, I have all these ideas for a show, music, blah, 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 right? And different things that I can do. And if I think about them sometimes, I can get a little perplexed, like, which one should I work on first? What should I do? Should I do all of them? Should I combine them? What should I do? But asking that question helped me eliminate so many choices, because most of the choices only came to be because I thought I could make money doing them. Oh, I could make it like this, and I could sell it this way, and I could put it with these people, and I could get these guys over here to do this stuff. And it's like, well, pretend money's not an issue. Like, let's say you didn't need money. Would you still do any of that? No, I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I'm doing it because I want to make money with it. Well, if you didn't need money, what would you do? I'd do this thing. Then do this thing. This is the thing. And I think that failure is trying to tell us, is failure the change we need to make? Failure is telling you, do this thing. What do you fail at? I fail at making money. Okay. Well, then if you didn't need money, what would you do? I would do this thing. Well, then you failed because you're not doing this thing. Well, I want to do this thing, but I can't make money. You got it backwards, right? I'll be happy when that happens. No. That will happen when you're happy. We all get that. We all understand that law of attraction thing. I don't think anybody here is a law of attraction novice, right? If you join the spiritual artist group, I think you kind of know what that is. If you don't, go read The Secret or Abraham Hicks or read Blake's book. But we get it wrong. We still screw it up. I'll be happy when my thing makes money. Will you, Bobby? Will you be happy because your thing made money? Well, that's a really good question. Would I be happy if this made a lot of money? I think that I would. Except what would I be doing? 90% of my day would be managing this business and working with these people and selling this thing. What about making the thing? Well, I guess the thing is there. Well, where did it come from? I don't know. I'm just assuming it would be there because I finally made money. I could pay for it. I could hire somebody to make it for me. Well, that's not what I want. What if you made the thing and it was amazing? Well, that would feel amazing. I would be so happy. Well, what if the universe said to you, if you make the thing and you feel so happy that the universe will just slide right in there and support you to do it? Would you do it? In a second. Well, guess what? The universe will slide right in there and support you to do it. Now go do it. And suddenly I go, oh, I don't trust that. So I think we need to create that new habit to trust it. Maybe take baby steps. Again, I don't have all the answers. I'm just spitballing here, but that's my take on things today. Robin says, yeah, I wanted to be an artist, but ended up being a banker for 19 years. Go figure, LOL. Not. Yeah, right? That's what happens. I wanted to do this, and I ended up making websites. And I justified it. I rationalized it because making websites is still an artist. That's very nefarious. That is sinister, clever thinking that I could justify that for all these years because, well, it's still in my field. I went to school for it. Blah, 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 right? Who gives a crap? It's just not anything. Kelly's here. Hey, Kelly. After years of working in a collision shop when I have no interest in cars, I am finally ready to risk failing at trying something I might love. It's either risk possible failure or secure definite failure by never trying. Ooh. We all know that expression. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What is the thing you would do if you knew you couldn't fail? What if the proper way to say that is, here's how the universe works. Do the thing and you can't fail. But you're so worried about failing that you don't do the thing fully. You do it 99% and it doesn't work because that 1% is you trying to hedge your bets. You can't do that. You can't try to figure out the parts that aren't your job. Because once you do that, where did I learn this from? I've been reading something that we have free will in the universe. So if we say, I want to figure this out, the universe will just go, you got it. Go for it. Figure it out. And now you're not getting that support system anymore because in effect you're saying, go away. I got this. I'm big, strong Bobby here. I can do it myself. You know, I'm the dad. I'm the provider. I'll figure it out. Me. And the universe goes, go for it. You got it. Let's see what you got. And I can't. I can't, and neither can you. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Do the thing you want to do and you can't fail. I like that. Do it, Kelly. Amy said, would making your vision and advertising it in stages of progress and get sponsors interested at the same time put all three paths come together? That was my thinking. That was how I justified doing this grand vision. See, part of it for me was I got really good at selling things to companies. Now I wanted to make this big show and I couldn't figure it didn't fit in the box that I had. This is my business. It's this box. Anything that I do has to fit in this box. I made that up, right? So my thinking was, what if I create this and I present it to here and I do this and I get sponsors and they can pay me and then what would they get in return? Oh, I could do this or I could do that for them, right? And I had to have the next 37 steps all figured out. But by doing that, the universe was going, well, if you're the one trying to figure it out, then we'll step back and let you do it because I have free will. But what I should have said was, I don't care. The vision is this. I care about the vision. It's got to be this thing. This is it. It is so clear in my head. I have to make this. Okay, well, if you had money from some other thing and you could just make this thing, would you care? No, I don't think I would. You know, I want it. I know the reason I think I want it to make money is because I don't want to make the vision and I'm the only person who ever sees it. I don't think I would enjoy that. I want there to be an audience for it. And so then, because I understand how the economy works and things like that, if there's an audience for a thing, there's money to be made. Okay, I'm cool with that. But do I care how it comes? If I make a TV show, does it have to be on Netflix and I get a royalty check? No, it doesn't have to be that. Does it have to be that I create a Facebook group and make them buy it? No, it doesn't have to be that either. I don't care if they buy anything. So what does it have to be? It doesn't have to be anything. It just has to be this. I have to make it. Well, then stop trying to figure out how it's going to make money. If you don't even care how it makes money, let us figure out how it makes money. So yeah, Amy, it could end up being that, but I'm trying to force it to be that. That's why it doesn't work. Marcia says, I have always been in commission sales, but having to invent a new me, my art, which I wasn't very good at, is blocked. Okay. Writing is still there, but I can't feel which direction to go. My other ideas are in the works, but I'm not feeling it. Something is not working. Okay, here's something that Landon taught me when I was feeling this way, is to do things to symbolically unblock yourself. When he and I started working together, he told me one day, I was telling him something similar to what you're saying, Marcia, and he's like, you got a front door to your house? I'm like, yeah. He's like, go buy some red paint and paint the door red. I'm like, wait, just do it. Right? And it's nothing magical. It was just that what I was doing was I was creating an invitation to the universe for abundance to come into my house through this door, and red symbolized whatever, right? But it wasn't even the color. It could have been blue or yellow, but red had some meaning, but it was more the fact that I was painting the door, that I am now doing a thing that is symbolically opening up the energy into my home. And then the next thing was to clear the space from the door to the door of my office. If there's clutter, get rid of it, right? Just clear this space so that there's a flow of energy through to my studio. And I swear to God, I made a lot of money that month. It was incredible. Like, things just popped out of nowhere. And I was like, wow, that's great. I'll paint the door red every month, But just doing something like that, he and I call it, have you ever seen The Karate Kid, right? You want to do the roundhouse kick and you want to do the karate moves, but Mr. Miyagi was like, no, just paint the fence. just wax on, wax off, right? So he and I call it wax on, wax off, that we're learning the basic moves. And then we learn how to apply them without even realizing that we're applying them to bigger and bigger things. So painting the door and clearing the path literally created a doorway and a pathway to me, to my vision. And it's taken time, but it's allowing me to figure out that there are things that are just not my job. And so if you're at a point where you're just completely blocked and there's nothing coming to you creatively, then stop trying, because you're trying to force it. Go do something else. And maybe do something to symbolically look around your home. Is there something that you've just been looking at that is just like every time you look at it, you go, ugh, right? Clean it, throw it away, get rid of it, get a new one, something. That will symbolically unblock that blockage. Robin says, I think the idea should be to just do it, the art, and like the universe seems to follow, it will. Yes, I'm with you there. Kelly says, you said, figure out what causes the failure and stop doing that. For me, the failure is usually caused by following my brain and ignoring my heart. Yep, absolutely. The solution is becoming clear. Follow my heart and let my brain support, not lead. Okay, that's a great way to say it. Follow your heart. I say this vision, right? I don't mean it's literally above my head. I'm just trying to create a hierarchy visually for you watching a video. But the vision can be something that you feel inside, wherever you see it, if it's in your mind, if it's in your heart, whatever. But so let's take Kelly's example here. My vision's what I feel in my heart. It's what I need to be doing with my life. Then my brain goes, I know how to do that. You need to do this and this and this and that and this and that, and that'll make money, and then you'll be happy, because I'm suddenly now, and then my heart is going, all right, I guess, but that doesn't look like this thing anymore. So yeah, that's it exactly. Follow your heart, let your brain be the support. Robin says, it's kind of weird that I don't really care about the money. I just have to do it. Even if I need the money, it wouldn't matter. That's great. That's great. I think that there's a lot of, I think the answer is in that statement, What the hell is money? Money is just energy. Money is just a currency. It's literally called currency. It's just a currency. I have clients that pay me in PayPal, and then I use PayPal to buy a thing. I've never held the dollar in my hand. What was the money? It was literally energy through my computer system and banking accounts. What was it? How was it even a thing? It's in your brain, and we create this. I'm thinking of 15 different things here, but if I were able to take money out of it completely, I think that the reason it's hard to take money out of it completely, for me anyway, is that money is a daily thing. My daughter still has to go to the whatever, and I got to pay this bill and that bill, and the credit cards were due, and all the things, right? So that money is still a daily thing. So that made it difficult for me to partition it and say, my business, my art is this, and I'm just going to trust that the money is there to do this. I've been doing it over time, and it is there to do this. I want it to grow. I want it to be bigger, you know? But if you can do that, that's fantastic. I think it's practice. And it's just allow yourself to learn how to do it one step at a time. I just want to see my vision, says Robin. This is a really positive live. So much to look forward to, said Amy. Thank you. I'm glad. You know, we're going on 40 minutes here, and you guys are still here. It's just amazing to me that we can do this together, and I appreciate it so much. Aid is here. Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing, buddy? Hello, Bobby. Hello, everyone. Hello. Robin says, this is a silly question. You said yesterday to watch my inbox for a booby prize. I didn't say your inbox. I said your mailbox. There is no booby prize. I say that at the end of the live. You're the last comment. You get the booby prize, and then sometimes I'll be like, "Watch your mailbox. It'll show up. It'll be there." And like I'm mailing you something, but I'm not. It's a joke. And that is the last comment. So, all right, if we are done, then let's be done. What a week. I just feel like these were incredible, and I really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being here and being with me. That's what I thought. LOL. Yeah. I'm going to go. It's Friday night, and I want everybody to have a really nice weekend. Tomorrow's going to be an awesome day. You know, somebody is awesome. I have a couple that I want to do, so we'll see which one I do tomorrow. I never know. I figure it out in the morning. Okay, it's hard to say goodbye. I don't like these to end. And I got another booby prize. Yeah, you got the last comment again, Robin. So you get the booby prize. And I'm gonna end this before anyone else swoops in and steals it from you. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.